What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from my vehicle again. And I've got a topic that's on my mind right now, and I think it has a lot to do with the amount of time I've spent on the road today. But I want to talk to you guys about the power of perception. And what I mean by that is the power of how you view your current situation. You see, I've been through a lot of trials, tribulations, a bunch of hard times, good times, bad times in building my service companies. And a lot of the motivation for this conversation has to do with the shirt that I'm wearing today. And this is my landscape maintenance company. When I was building this, you know, I've talked to you guys about system, I've talked to you guys about branding, I've talked to you guys about all these things. But what I haven't talked to you guys about yet is after I had that success with the first round and we were pushing and we were going and we were building such a great brand name in my local market, when I jumped out and I acquired another company about three and a half or so hours away from home base. I bought a company. I could write you guys a book on how not to buy a service company, probably any company for that matter. So if anybody wants to know how not to do it, talk to me, because I can tell you not only not how to do it, I can tell you the top 5 things and probably the dates attached to them when I should have course corrected to make a different situation than what I'm about to describe now. The long story short, in 2014 I bought a company, and it turned out to be not a good deal the way that I was just describing it. And the only thing I knew to do at that point, as I was the person that bought it, I was the person that made the commitment, all I knew to do was bury my nose and grind it out, hit the pavement every single day and try to figure out a way to make this thing fly, because give up is not in my lexicon, it's not in my vocabulary. I have to be dead before I'm just totally giving up here. So if you go through this situation in 2014, I'm driving back and forth multiple days a week, 3.5-hour treks, doing everything I can to run this business, deal with upset customers, handle all of it. And I go through this time where it is tough for my family, it's tough for me, and it even gets to the point to where my other businesses that are these rock solid companies that I'm so proud of start to suffer in the way of company culture, cash highs and lows, because I'm not able to manage certain things. It starts to trickle down to everywhere. So I can't tell you how many evenings I spent talking to my incredible wife, asking her for advice. She didn't know the answer, asking myself, figuring out what could I do. And I had some of those entrepreneurial moments you've probably heard about, where it's like sitting in a room going, if I could just pack up all my shit and take off to Mexico or somewhere and leave this all behind, I might do that tomorrow. So the worst of the worst and the most difficult time I ever had through Verde was all a matter of my perception. And that's the part that I want to get to that's exciting for me, because by either sheer determination or luck, I don't know what, at some point I was able to bring on a core team of people that basically came up and just popped me upside the head and shifted me and shook me enough to step outside of my box of what I thought I needed to do to keep this thing rolling and achieve the dreams that I had set out, right? And what I thought I had to do was run hourly employees, have managers, find managers, talk to people myself, make sales myself, do that whole thing, and there was no other way to do it. But the fact is, at some point, they were able to pull me outside and say, okay, Andrew, let's look at the situation in its entirety. And we came up with a solution at that point in time that was as simple as a management agreement with a local owner-operator who we vetted in the business, that gave us the ability to focus on what the important things were. That was our company culture, that was the accounts, that was our brand, and push forward. So I spent almost 3 years in complete hell going back and forth, when all it was, and everybody can laugh now, but was a simple shift in how we paid and the type of people we hired. So as you move forward to this current time, Verde Landscape Companies in that market is growing, it's strong, it's paid off debt at an incredibly rapid rate, it's cleaned up any messes that we had from 2014, and it is a part of the family of Verde Landscape Companies that I was so proud to start growing. And it had everything to do with how me, the leader, perceived the situation I was in. There's nothing different from 2014 to 15 to 16 to 17 that would have not allowed me to come up with this decision. The only thing was, I was in my zone. I had no level of perspective on it. I saw it one way, and I had no way of changing it, because, you know, killing yourself to try to right or wrong is the only way, right? So I challenge you guys today who are in a tough spot. If you've made a bad decision that you're trying to correct, if you're fighting the same thing over and over again every single week, step the fuck outside of your box. Really, get out of it. Because while you may think that the things that you keep trying are the only way to do it, because that's what business tells you, that's what your partner tells you, I promise you there are other solutions. And a lot of times that's the difference between winning businesses and losing businesses, is being able to see everything, make an educated decision, and move forward. So guys, step outside of your box today. Step outside of your worldview. See if there's a different way to retool something. And I hope that you guys find a solution to your existing issue, and or you utilize this thought to catapult to the next level in your business. You guys have a good one. See you next time.